What if the loudest love story online isn't a love story at all, but a mirror held up to the entire celebrity ecosystem? Today, two massive names, Wang Yibo and Shan Yichun, are being pulled into a sudden storm of speculation. And whether you ship them, doubt it, or simply want the truth, this story reveals something bigger. How fast a rumor can become reality in the public imagination, and what it costs the people at the center of it. Stay with me because the details are not just interesting. They're a real lesson in how modern fame works. Rumors like this do not spread because they are proven. They spread because they are possible and because the names involved carry extraordinary cultural weight. When two top-tier figures, Wang Yibo and Shan Yichun, are placed in the same sentence, the public does not simply register the information, it reacts. There is also a powerful contrast at play. Wang Yibo's public image is built on control, discipline, limited personal disclosure, and a career narrative that signals focus and forward motion. Shan Yichun is associated with a quieter kind of charisma, artistry, restraint, and an aura that feels private even in public. When these two energies are linked, audiences experience a sharp jolt of intrigue, not because it confirms what they expect, but because it challenges what they think they know. In a crowded attention economy, surprise becomes a currency. A rumor that feels unexpected has a higher chance of being shared, discussed, and reframed. People do not merely ask, "Is it true?" They ask, "What would it mean if it were true?" That second question is where momentum is born. Finally, timing matters. In periods when fans are hungry for updates, new projects, endorsements, performances, any overlap can be interpreted as a storyline. The rumor becomes a vessel for broader emotions: admiration, protectiveness, curiosity, and the desire to feel close to people who seem impossibly distant. In that sense, the rumor spreads quickly because it offers something the public always wants: a narrative to hold on to. Modern fandom is not passive. It is investigative, collaborative, and intensely narrative-driven. In clue culture, audiences treat public life as a puzzle, and they search for meaning in fragments: a schedule overlap, a similar campaign window, a rumored collaboration, a location anecdote. Each detail is small on its own, but when people connect them, they create the emotional impression of certainty. This is where a subtle shift happens. The story stops being something someone heard and becomes something we are building together. The act of collecting and arranging information is genuinely satisfying. It offers participation. It gives fans a role beyond watching. They can contribute, interpret, and persuade. Even skeptics join in because arguing against a theory still keeps the theory alive. But clue culture has a blind spot. It often confuses correlation with confirmation. Entertainment industries share ecosystems, brands, events, partners, and venues. When two successful artists occupy the same high-level circles, overlap is not rare, it is normal. Yet the human mind is wired to find patterns, especially when the pattern promises emotional reward. Social platforms amplify this further. A maybe becomes a debate, the debate becomes a trend, and the trend becomes perceived importance. Screenshots, short clips, and second-hand accounts can feel persuasive because they travel fast and arrive without context. People begin to say everyone's talking about it, as if popularity were proof. In the end, clue culture is less about facts than about desire. The desire to discover, to belong, and to be first. It produces stories that feel real because they are collectively authored. That is precisely why they spread, and precisely why they require caution. When a rumor becomes a public event, it is easy to forget that the people at the center of it may be living an entirely ordinary day, until they open their phone and discover their private identity has been rewritten by strangers. Even if nothing romantic exists, the narrative can still land like an invisible weight, heavy, persistent, and impossible to fully correct. For artists known for privacy, rumors can feel especially invasive because silence is frequently misread. If they do not address it, some viewers interpret the quiet as admission. If they deny it, others claim it is managed. In that environment, any response risks feeding the fire. So they continue working while a parallel version of their life circulates online, narrated by people who have never met them. There are professional consequences too. A simple, friendly interaction can be recast as evidence. A joint project can be overshadowed by speculation. Colleagues become cautious, fans become divided. Even supportive communities can turn anxious because rumors do not only create curiosity, they trigger protectiveness. Some fans feel they must defend an idol's freedom. Others feel they must defend a rumored relationship's authenticity. The result is tension that the artists did not choose. Emotionally, this can be draining in a quiet way. It is not one dramatic moment. It is a constant hum. It reduces complex people into symbols, boyfriend, girlfriend, match, scandal, when they may simply want to be seen as professionals. The most compassionate perspective is simple. Public figures owe us their work, not their private life. When we remember that, we create a healthier space where talent can breathe, and where rumors do not become a substitute for respect. Enjoying entertainment news does not require surrendering to it. A smarter approach begins with recognizing that rumors are designed by circumstance, by algorithms, and sometimes by opportunistic voices to trigger fast emotion. If you slow the process down, you protect both yourself and the people involved. Start with a discipline that is almost unfashionable online, separating interest from belief. You can say, "That's intriguing," without concluding, "That's true." This single distinction prevents a rumor from taking over your judgment. It also reduces the emotional whiplash that comes when a story changes, is clarified, or quietly disappears. Next, evaluate information in layers. Ask what is verifiable, what is interpretive, and what is purely speculative. A confirmed public collaboration belongs in the first category. A schedule overlap often belongs in the second. A second-hand anecdote from an unnamed source usually belongs in the third. When you categorize details honestly, the story becomes clearer, and the urge to overreach weakens. It also helps to understand how platforms reward intensity. Comments that are absolute, "It's confirmed," or "It's impossible," travel further than measured language. That is why calm voices can feel rare, even when they are more accurate. Choosing balanced phrasing is not boring. It is responsible. Finally, practice fandom that protects dignity. Refuse to harass, do not tag family or colleagues, and do not treat silence as a confession. The goal is not to shut down discussion. The goal is to keep it humane. When audiences set healthier standards, rumors lose their sharpest edge, and artists are allowed to exist without being constantly decoded. So what do we actually have right now? A wave of online speculation, a few coincidences being interpreted as a narrative, and a reminder that in the entertainment world, attention moves faster than accuracy. Whether this remains a passing rumor or becomes something more, one principle still matters. No assumptions, no overreach, until there's an official confirmation. Subscribe and thank you. 740 and 82 euros. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want more calm, respectful, and genuinely interesting updates on Sea Entertainment, make sure to subscribe to Star Watch now. Thank you for watching and for keeping the conversation thoughtful. Keep your eyes on the art, stay kind online, and I'll see you in the next video.